So now we're going to look at a scale sequence, which is a great way of practicing your major scales. And we're going to kick off by looking at a very common sequence, which ascends and descends in groups of 4 notes. Now, as you progress through this guide, each time we learn a new position of the major scale, I will introduce a new scale sequence. But that scale sequence is not exclusive for each of the shapes. You can mix these up. Okay, so let's have a look at this first sequence. When we play these sequences, I'm not going to start on the root note. I'm going to start from the lowest note in that position so that we play the entire area of the neck, including all of the notes from the major scale. So we will be starting this sequence on the open 6th string. But when we finish the sequence, I will then resolve to the C note. So it pulls your ear home. Again, another great way of practicing scales is ear training and identifying the position of the root note as well as the sound of the root note. So this scale ascends in 4-note groupings. So in other words, what you will do is you will start from the lowest note, play up 4 notes. You will then start from the 2nd note of the scale and play another 4 notes, continuing through the notes of the C major scale. You'll then start from the 3rd note of the scale and do exactly the same things. You start from each note of the scale, play up 4 notes, the next note, up 4 notes, the next note, up 4 notes. When we descend, we just simply reverse that concept. And so on. Okay, so now I'm going to play through our first sequence with the click. So why is learning sequences important? Well, first of all, it's a great way of learning the scale. It's very musical, which makes it engaging for you to practice. You're not just playing up and down the scales, you're playing a sequence. The other thing is it's great for technique. Now, something that you should consider when approaching these sequences is that you should use alternate picking. In other words, each time you strike a note, you're going to start by playing a downstroke, the next note, an upstroke. So you're going to be playing consecutive down, up pick strokes as you play through the sequence. Now, this is going to be quite demanding. So this is another example of why playing scale sequences is so great, because you're going to be working not only on your scale shapes, but also technique, working on your alternate picking, as well as your synchronization between your left and right hands. Now, as well as being a great way of learning the shape itself and all of the notes within a position, honing in on your technique, alternate picking, the synchronization between your left and right hands, scale sequences are a great way of training your ear. You are really going to get used to the harmonic DNA of the scale sequence. As well as that, scale sequences make for great vocabulary. When you're improvising and you're starting to get used to improvising, maybe you're playing some licks and then you want to get from point A to point B by playing a run, a scale run. Instead of just walking up and down the scale, by using a sequence, it's a really musical way of linking scale shapes together. Okay, so now it's your turn to play through our first scale sequence.